shot for Motor Middle East, and we're waiting for Muhammad Ali Jamadar to join us, but he's late.
I'm not always late, and I don't think anybody's called me Muhammad Ali Jamadar since they wrote my birth certificate.
I know. Hello there.
So you've never called me Muhammad Ali Jamadar for sure.
I can remember your name, which is
true.
quite grandiose. I like
My
it.
wife can't spell my name. That's not the point here.
So I have brought you an Audi RS7, not an RS7.
So I can take it.
No.
All right, see you. Thanks. That was fun.
It's fun. It was fun. Thanks very much. Right, so what do you think?
I quite like it. I've not driven the RS7. I've been in the RS7, so I'm aware of
how fast these things
are. I know this is about one Renault Duster slower than the RS7, but that's...
It's a twin turbo V8, 450 brake horsepower, and it is fantastically fun to drive.
It's got brake calipers that are about as big as my tires in my old Renault.
You can get that painted any color you like. Audi individual program.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you decided to get grey because it's the most dullest color that
You know what? I am grey. I am known for my lack of humor. But what do you think of the design of it? And it's kind of like a four-door coupe version of the A6.
I like it more than I like the A6. The A6 is a bit too...
Dad.
It's too Camry for me. Yeah, it's too dad for me. The A8 is too CEO for me.
Yeah.
This
Just
is
right.
I like hatchbacks, so this sort of fits in well.
Yeah.
I can fit a dead body in the trunk.
Okay.
And
Just
if
keep rolling. Just keep rolling.
If there's skinnier dead bodies too, I like it. The trunk's large.
Yeah.
It looks sexy. It sounds sexy.
Yeah.
Not many complaints. I've never driven one, so hey, thanks, man.
Yeah, you're not driving today. Let's move swiftly on.
Oh, this is getting funner by the minute. Let's go. Should we go?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Thank you for getting in our
But I'm
car.
not getting to drive, just so we're...
No, there is no way in hell or heaven you're going to drive. But apart from that, how do you like the experience?
I feel like that's very stereotypical of you.
Yeah. Because I know how you drive.
See, they should have crossed. You should have been giving them right of way. See, who's wrong now?
Yeah, but they just jumped out between the cars.
And where's your reaction time? This thing has like brake discs the size
My
of
reaction time, not that good. Not that good.
a large pizza, obviously.
Welcome aboard, Mali.
Thank you. I've never sat in this car before. This is my first time sitting in this car. I've not been sitting here for the past 10 to 34
It's because
seconds.
you're so funny that we
Doing
just
takes.
can't seem to get the intro right.
That's true. Can this be the intro? I don't know.
Yes, it is. So, welcome to the Audi S7, S7, not RS7.
Thank you for getting it right this time.
Getting old, getting old.
That's true.
Yeah, you're the young one with all the memory.
I am with the memory.
So,
That's rude. I've lost weight. Okay, Imtishan.
have you now? What's your secret?
Huh? The bulimia.
Live candid admission on camera.
That's
Bulimia.
fine.
Yeah. Before we get into the car, let's talk a bit about you. Let's tell us a little bit something about yourself.
Right. I'm 27. Swedish complexion. Like long walks on the beach and love a good horror novel to cuddle up to at night. No.
Mood long.
Born and brought up in Dubai. Spent all my life here. I love cars, but that's...
That's why you're sitting in the car, to be fair.
It's like, do you like cars? Yes. How do you not like... You know what I don't like? People who don't like cars. People are like, no, cars, yes. Method of transportation, A to B.
Yeah, those people are
I hate those people. And it's... And then I understand why people who are into like things like pottery and like art and say, you know what? And I look at them and I'm like, I don't like pottery and art. And then they look at me weird. And I get that now.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the people who don't like cars. But then, you know...
People who just don't care about cars.
But the difference is this. I don't like pottery, and I will never ever ask somebody who likes pottery to make me a pot.
Yeah.
And there are people like, oh, I hate driving. I'm like, I will never pick you up.
Of which I'm sure they're
Take
quite...
a bus.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. These are really nice seats. And
These
I'm
are actually...
genuinely saying that these are actually really good seats.
This is a big...
This is, by the way, why you buy the S7. Because the A7 comes with normal Audi seats, which are nice and kind of big and flat, not as supportive and as sporty.
As these.
And these are quilted leather as well. And quilted leather makes everything awesome.
This is quite a step up from my daily commuter, so...
So let's get into your car history. What cars have you owned?
Right, my first car, like the first car that was mine, that I drove was a 93 Civic hatchback. So it was everything, you know,
A
an
93
Asian...
Civic hatchback.
Yeah.
Was it like something out of the Fast and the
It
Furious?
was everything that you wanted 7 years later when the movie released.
Yeah?
Yeah. But yeah, that was my first car. I drove...
So you were a Honda guy?
No, I was that car was available guy.
Okay.
That car cost me 3,000 dirhams, and well, it cost me 3,000 dirhams because it was for my cousin.
3,000 dirhams.
No, it was my cousin's car, so they gave me a cheap price. Gave me the family discount. and it was sitting. So I drove that for maybe a year or so. Then I had to get that off, and I had a Nissan Sunny. I had a plethora.
Wait a minute, you had a Nissan Sunny.
I had a.
Was it silver?
The green one. The sort of the
driving school special, was it?
Yeah, it was great.
So 1.3 was the big block 1.5.
I think it was a 1.5. That was for a short time, and then I was carless for a while. Then I had sort of if you grew up in Dubai, this car, this was the Crown Vic of people growing up in Dubai. I had a Toyota Echo.
Oh wow!
And I drove
I suddenly feel so sorry for you. You had an Echo.
I had an Echo.
I had a Sudani friend who crashed an Echo 17 times.
Because you topple, you take a U-turn and it topples. You take a left and it topples.
Why did you? You
change lanes, it topples.
You bought an Echo with your own money.
Yeah, man. I was poor.
Well, how did you like the Echo?
Honestly, and this sucks because this is on camera, but I loved it. I'll tell you why I loved it. Okay, obviously, okay, so I love it because of the context that I had it in. I was a student. I had to buy a broke-ass car. So at the time, fuel was
manual or auto?
It was automatic. It was automatic. Oh, let me finish. Okay, it was automatic, and fuel was cheaper then than it is now. But like now I'm earning, now I'm making money. So fuel.
In case the ladies didn't know.
In case the ladies, I'm Muslim. I can have 4 wives. Anyway, so
one's not taken.
No. I'm a faithful man. Moving on. So the Echo was brilliant because it gave me fantastic mileage for, I could fill a gas tank for like $25.
You're turning into your uncle.
Let me finish. But the best thing I loved about it was the overdrive button.
What was a button?
There was a button for overdrive. Basically, it would take you off the last gear and push you down a gear. So I would get onto the highway. I'd be doing 120, and then I'd be in D, and then you're like, okay, I want to go faster, switch it off, and I would just drive in the second last gear.
Turbo boost.
Because I like VTEC kicked in, whatever. But that was the fun part of it. And after that, I owned. What did I own after the Echo? I owned a Peugeot 206. That was a good car, and until to this day, I will say it's a good car because that car has 75 horsepower.
It was a base Peugeot. There are a lot of really small engine cars.
Yeah, I'm undercompensating. I had that Peugeot. I love it because that had 75 horsepower. And the shit I did in that car, like if I had any of the last 3 cars that I had, I would have been dead.
That's why the young people have high insurance rates.
Exactly. And don't. Obviously, this is supposed to be a tell-all, so don't do this at home, kids. Yeah. After the 206, I had an Altima, which was in a boring car. I had a second Altima, equally boring.
Wait a minute, you just went through a lot of really crap, boring cars.
And now I'm going to them. And then
2 Altimas in a row. I'm just showing you what this thing can do on the off ramps. I'm just saying I've hit the speed limit, and I'm never going over the speed limit, obviously.
Never go with you. That's just
over the speed limit.
No, you're 120. Otherwise, Bruce Willis will come and hunt us now.
Yeah. Think about how well this car corners.
Which is impressive because I currently drive a Focus ST. So, and before that, I drove a Clio RS 200. So, cornering for me is a milestone when it comes to cars. For me, okay. Here's my thing about cars. It's very simple to make a powerful car. It's very simple.
I think the car companies might disagree.
No. My point is, wow. That was your fault that you weren't paying attention.
I was listening to your exciting conversation.
No, it's fairly simple to put power in a car. You slap on a couple of turbos, tune it. I know this is. I know
just like
automakers all over the world. I know this is straightforward. But the point is, if you had to choose a car that gave you 400 horsepower, you have a pick of a lot, right? But if you had to pick a car that could really handle a corner, you then actually have to think about a lot of things. You got to think about weight. You got to think about if it's front engine, mid engine, rear engine. You got to think about, based on that, the weight distribution, what the suspension setup is, what kind of tires they have. And that makes all the difference. So, my case in point, you can get an Infiniti MX-50, and you can do 0 to 100.
That's a car that doesn't exist.
MX-5, M50, whatever, that one. And I'll tell you why, because someone challenged me to a drag race in my ST recently.
You had an Infiniti?
He had an Infiniti, and he 0 to 100 in 5 seconds. Fine.
Yeah, in a perfect world.
In a perfect world, in 5 sequence, when there's a straight. I mean, if you're an American, basically, and you're racing
on
from
drag strip.
No, you're racing from light to light.
Yeah.
Yeah, then go ahead and buy a big ass V8 with a whole bunch of horsepower and torque, and you're done. But that's not the fun of driving. That's just the fun of going down. That's the fun of putting your foot down and going fast in a straight line. Driving is fun is when you're throwing, this mix of metal and plastic and oil around a corner at breakneck speeds, and you're in control. That's what it's about.
I agree with you. However, in the Middle East, we don't have too many corners. That's a wee problem. We have.
That's why you have track days, number one, and we do. Thankfully, in the last 10 years, we've had.
You have done a lot of track days.
I have done a lot of track days.
Yeah.
I've never driven a big car on track. I think the biggest car I drove around track is a Camaro.
Yeah, and that's a very big car.
I mean purely, when I say big, I mean like size and weight. I don't mean engine power. I mean size and weight.
That's the crazy thing about this car. This car can do the track thing. This car can do it.
When you say track thing, you mean a circuit, autocross?
I can imagine you could do circuit. I haven't done autocross in this. That should be quite interesting.
I don't think autocross in this would be interesting because this is an all-wheel drive, right?
Yeah.
So traditionally, all-wheel drives do well in autocross. Purely.
The point is, this is a car that's like a transformer. It can take you to work, because this is a car that just takes you to work. Takes you to a meeting and you're like relaxed, refreshed, air conditioning, everything is beautiful.
Take my uncle to a lane because you can fit people in the back.
Yeah, even with the sloping roof, it's actually quite okay.
Yeah, it's actually very spacious. But you probably see this later, but we actually lie down in the back.
Yeah. Let's not talk about it. Let's move on. But the interior has lovely carbon fiber trim, and everything in the Audi is very nicely put together.
Is this actually carbon fiber, or is this just like faux?
I imagine it is faux. Yeah. But I wonder if Audi will now write in and correct me. But it is very nice, though. It is very nice.
Yeah, I mean, it looks the part.
When you get to my age, you're like, you know what? I just don't want to mess around. I just want to drive comfortably places because I do a lot of meetings. And
I feel like 5 years older than me.
Yeah, but I feel about 75 years older than you.
That's fine.
But when you put your foot down on this thing, 4-liter twin turbo V8, and you heard that noise, and it just falls away. Just like, oh.
That's the thing that I'm going to miss in cars of the future. The sound of a V8.
I hope they keep making cars like this.
Well, if they keep making cars with the EcoBoost and that rumble, it's there. It's fake, but it's there,
I don't know if a V6 is the same thing as a V8.
It's not. I drive a 4-pod and it makes the same sound, It's not the same. I tell you that.
But the amazing thing is this has probably similar fuel economy to your Focus on the highway. Can you believe it? Because it just does all sorts of clever tricks, and right now the engine's turned off. And just all sorts of clever tricks. The AC winds down, and so you have your cake and eat it too. And the steering is actually pretty good.
Yeah, but the
handling's pretty nice. It's more fun than you think a big car should be. It's not an RS7, so it's like quite contrived that it's below the RS7.
Yeah, I agree. And there's a price point. Like the difference. Like, here's the thing: this car and the RS7, right? If I had to buy one of them, I'd buy this one. Here's why.
You wouldn't buy the RS7? That's
here's my point. The RS7 is what 100K more expensive?
Yeah.
At least, right? Maybe you and I both know that performance-wise, there's such little difference between this and the RS7 because you are never going to go to that top speed. Yeah. You're never going to go that fast on track. For all intents and purposes,
this is the more usable car.
That's going to cost you, and it'll give you the same thrill/rush that the RS7 will give you. The only reason you want to get the RS7 is because it is the most assy. That you can do in the RS7 one, you'll feel just the same.
I'll tell you what, the RS7 is better though.
No, of course it's better.
RS7 because the exhaust is louder and it sounds like gargling. That's what it sounds like. Thunder and that thing.
No doubt about that.
And it's a station wagon. Sorry, the RS6 is station wagon. RS7 is the same body, but same engine, and it is madness. It's absolutely.
Is it actually the same engine? I'm unaware. Is it just a tune?
It's the same engine, but tuned up. There's lots of things done to it. So this is a 4-liter twin turbo V8. You get it in a Bentley. You get it in this car. You get it in the A8, S8, RS6, RS7.
Ago, and I bought an ST, the Focus ST. Also an American car, yes, but also made in Germany. So my sort of love affair with European hatchbacks.
How do you find it?
The ST, being as blunt as I can, if I had to change one thing about, if I had to change 2 things about that,
I would change 50 things about the car.
Just two. The first one would be I would get a 2-door version because
they don't make one.
Because I'm a teenager.
They don't make one. That's why insurance rates are lower because it's a 5-door. Right? You know that.
Yeah, I know. Sensible. When we say low,
I don't know what you've been doing, but yeah.
But for all intents and purposes, it's very practical. It's a great car to actually drive around. It's great. The other thing I would change about the car are the brakes.
That's fixable, surely.
It's fixable, but you do all this work to okay, so the ST was out of production for 2005, I think. 2006 was the last ST in Europe, and then so give or take almost 7, 8 years. And then you come back in and you do all this. I mean, the car came out here October 2013 for heat testing. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It came out here and they brought it to one of the runs. That's when I saw it the first time. So it was here, and you put all this effort behind it, and you give it shitty brakes.
Yeah.
And when I say shitty brakes,
at a price. How we say brakes at a price? I mean, I don't think it's meant to be tracked enthusiastically because then.
But the car is, right?
Yeah. It's got the engine. That's the thing.
It's got the engine though. Okay, here's the thing. You can take that car to any autocross day and do 10 autocross, and the brakes will be fine. You take it to one track day, so like 20 minutes on a track, you'll burn through those brakes. Which is, you can say, fair, because if you did that to an 86, something similar would happen. But because this is okay, so the ST is ridiculously torquey. I have a Cobb tune on it, and it is even more torquier. So it is as torquey as a stock STI.
Yeah.
It is insane. It's got 290.
Yeah, I like that about it.
It's got insane amounts.
Balls out insane, that car.
Yeah. So on a rolling start, if your car's already moving, I can keep up for a respectable time with almost any car. That's not over $500,000. So that car is
important to you, that element of competition, of being like, oh, I'm faster than that guy. Does that still matter to you?
No. Because
it seemed to matter to you like 2 seconds ago, but okay.
No, I'll tell you why. Well, because this is Dubai and people flash you. And you're like, no, I'm not gonna get a good lane.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
That's illegal. Don't do it at home, kids.
Indicate and move to the side.
And then speed up.
And just be that. You're just that guy. You're just that.
I'm not that guy. I'm actually a stickler for the rules. I only use the fast lane on the left when I have to overtake. Otherwise, I drive in second last lane.
But you've done something I haven't done, which is you've done stand-up.
Married. Oh, okay. Don't show your mom and dad.
I won't cry. So you have gone on stand-up, and you have done campus radio. But let's talk about your entrepreneurial side a little bit.
Yes, it was fantastic. I did radio station. No, I mean I really enjoyed it.
What led you to do that? Because you're into the youth culture here.
I was into the youth.
Because you are youth.
I am a youth. Yeah. Youth, spelled with an F. Yeah. The reason we did it is because so I did my schooling here all my life, and then I did college.
To all somebody else's life.
No, but people do like 4 years school here and then they go abroad because they're rich. And then they do all their schooling and then they go to college in Oxford because they're rich. Didn't get a scholarship? No problem. Daddy will pay for it. Anyway, so I went to...
a side story there, but let's see.
So you know. I went to Manipal. Yeah. It was great. I endorse it. Everyone should go to Manipal, send all your kids there so we're all the same. Yeah. But anyway, so the problem with people who go to school and college here is that there's no learning outside college. You don't actually learn how to do your dishes or manage your own money because college becomes an extension of school where you're just not wearing a uniform anymore. Bus picks you up in the morning, you go there, you do your classes.
But college here isn't like college overseas where you're in boarding school. Basically,
that's my point.
Yeah.
So you're missing out on so many life experiences. And the idea of campus radio was to sort of, at least in whatever way we could, bring some of that campus lifestyle experience. So things like internships, work placements, how to meet people who can tell you, or not meet people, but have like sessions on
meet people influencers
in the digital age. Yeah. No, but like sessions on how to manage your money, sessions on how to look for jobs once you graduate, how to look for jobs in the summer, and that was sort of the intention behind that. And we packaged it with music, and we packaged it with music and entertainment shows and all these things. That was the idea behind it. It was great.
Audis have come a long way. I mean, when I started driving them like 5-6 years ago in a professional capacity, they were quite dead. They were quite spongy, and the steering was.
We like you now.
And the chassis were also they were. I mean, they still have their cars sometimes that aren't that great, but they're more geared towards a more casual dad market. Like an A6 is not meant to be a car you throw around, but this car is really good. Was the step you get up from going up from S line, which is like a trim level, to this, which is an S7. It's actually really noticeable. You would enjoy it. You would enjoy driving this car. Cause look at this.
We can pull over right now.
Yeah. Strangely, no.
We can't.
This went up the speed limit. This went up.
We never go. What's the speed limit?
Yeah, 120.
Yeah. Oh, it says 120 on your dashboard.
It says 120.
Promise.
But this car is actually really good to drive because it's confident. And unlike old Audis, it's got good moves to it now. It's actually got some nice feel from the steering. It's obviously.
Do you get steering input?
Yeah.
On the turn?
Yeah. I mean, it's not perfect. Look, it's not.
Yeah,
It's not going to be like
Not
your
the Clio.
Clio or whatever, right? But it's giving you something, and it's better than nothing because a lot of German cars now give you nothing, and this gives you enough to make your decisions in a timely fashion. If you were doing an RS7, now that's really good steering actually on that.
But isn't that the ultimate sort of... I don't want to use irony, but I want to use something... You're a journalist. I want to use something that signifies sadness.
Yeah.
But man, maybe irony is the right word. The irony of it is that a car like this, no longer the S-Line,
Yeah.
you know, with a specific drivetrain, a specific suspension setup, and obviously the power to boot,
Yeah.
is now built for somebody who knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
But the people who drive it are people who don't. And bear with me.
Staying with
15 years ago, somebody bought an M5. Bought it
Yeah.
because he knew what he was doing, going to do with it. Today, somebody buys an M5 wants a BMW.
Because it's an M5.
Oh, but I want
it's
the
an
BMW. It's 5 better than 5. M5.
the most expensive.
Most expensive one. So that's become your buyer market. So now, even though the S7, the RS7, the RS5, what a beautiful car, all of these cars are still built for that market. The people who are buying it and
At the
then
end of the
eventually
day,
driving it.
I hear what you're saying. Basically, the kinds of people who buy these cars don't care about driving them fast.
Sure.
Will never take this car to a track or never.
Well, I wouldn't take this car to a track.
Yeah, I would, but I'm mad. But the thing is,
Oh, I meant
it's the manufacturer's responsibility to ensure
That it's
the
delivering the
car
right product,
still is a good, capable product out in all of these various climates it ends up.
for the people who will
Now,
eventually.
some manufacturers now are becoming very cynical because they figure that, well, my client, my customer, they don't want to be ruffled. they don't want, well, yeah. They don't need, if they don't need it, why should I spend extra money developing it? What I like about this car is that Audi's actually got back what they lost. So if you drive
Yeah.
old Audis from the 80s, this is actually coming back. This is not a sports car, this is a fast cruiser. But it's a fast cruiser that even you would be happy in. And I say that as somebody, you like hot hatches, but you like this car because your first 10 minutes, you're like, oh, you know, it doesn't turn. But actually, after a couple of days, this is comfortable. And
Yeah.
when I go after a long day, you know what? Put my Bose on,
You know,
stereo
you know what's funny? Like, I'm sitting in bucket seats, well, quote unquote bucket seats, and I drive bucket seats every day. This is so much more relaxing than my ST. Like, I like my seats, cozy, but you know, like sometimes I want my uncle's Caprice seat. I just want to like fall
I do
into.
not have a 32-inch waist. The problem I have with the Focus is the only reason I didn't buy that car is I can't fit in the seats. I'm too fat.
No, you can. You just have to like wear them out, and they sort of.
What do you mean wear them out?
You got like they're like a pants. You gotta stretch them out. You gotta sit in them for like.
So I've got to use my posterior as a vice grip to stretch out these things, as a pair of pliers.
You gotta use your butt for something.
Yeah, that'll work it, I suppose.
Yeah. Wait. Do it. Throw it. That's fantastic.
No, it's not
That's
what you
beautiful. See, look at that.
think. But
It was the right amount of oversteer.
yeah. It wasn't
It was
really
controllable.
oversteer.
No,
That's-
exactly. It wasn't. It was.
It's
It was
everything automatic. Spirited, taking corner in a spirited fashion.
fine.
But did you feel that the car actually moved?
Moved.
You know, it wasn't like a big dead lump.
Yeah.
It was actually like talking to you.
That's what I meant. That's why I asked you about body roll. There was no body roll at that point. It shifted its weight and then it maintained it with power throughout the whole turn, as opposed to doing it in
Yeah.
an A8, which would be like boing, boing, boing.
But have you ever driven an S8?
I'm
It's
not
the
gonna-
same drivetrain, and it's brilliant. S8 is actually a lot of fun. I'm not kidding you. It's really fun.
Don't shoot me.
No.
Hey, look, test car.
Oh.
What do you know?
Well, and nobody had a camera out.
I know, right?
Yeah. What are they testing in winter?
Winter testing.
Yeah.
Although it's not winter anymore,
It's
man.
33 degrees.
I wore my jacket 2 days, and I wore my jacket because I could, not because it was cold enough.
I bought a new jacket. The first one I bought in 3 years. And I was like, oh, very happy. And then 2 days later, I put my jacket back in the cupboard.
What a lamb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I have this favorite winter jacket of mine, and in the days that it rained, that literally 2 days,
Yeah.
I brought the jacket with me because I'm like, I'm gonna wear it, even though it's not cold enough. I'm just gonna wear it because I can.
Damn it, I paid for it.
No, I got it as a gift, so yeah.
Oh,
Forget poverty, children.
this is why you have
Uncle, buy this.
family.
Uncle, buy this for me, please. I'll marry your daughter. Anyway, point is, I like this car. I like the. I like the touches. So for something as simple as the seats are meant to be bucket seats, but this is also a luxury car, so I can feel I can feel it holding me from my sides and slide here, but it's still comfortable enough for me to turn.
Have you ever tried having the heaters on in summer?
I have, and I hate it.
No, it's actually good for your blood flow.
Oh yeah, okay. But my wife has her car heater things on. Every time I drive a car and it's burning me up, I'm like, ah. But I don't particularly like heating in cars.
Fine.
Because I live in a desert. Nice.
Go on.
See, that was nice.
It's controlled. This car is very
that was
controlled.
nice because you accelerated when you shouldn't have, and you rammed the brakes again, and it felt like it was in control.
Yeah.
I'm a what?
Dude.
That's the other thing I don't get about cars. You give it features that it's not value for money anymore.
It takes you, some cars get too expensive out here. I mean, this is expensive because it is expensive. It's an Audi. It's not going to be like affordable.
But the thing is, if you told me this car for $385 is not as expensive as I thought it would be.
Oh, all right. So what did you think it was going to be?
I thought it'd be upwards of $4.
Really?
And the reason for that is because, and again, I'm basing myself off past knowledge. My cousin has a white Audi A7 or 8, and it cost him
it's not an S7.
No, it's not. And it cost him about $400 because he got something with all the fixes. So I assume this is automatically more than that because it's an S. But it's $385, which is not bad at all.
Yeah.
And it's sprightly, as you've shown me.
It's sprightly. So you're an old man, but you still got it. You can still show the young fellas a thing or two.
But see, I like this car for all intents and purposes. And if I had the money, I still wouldn't buy it though, because that's me.
Yeah.
If I'm buying a sports car, fundamentally it can't have 4 doors. That's just how I think. So if it was me, even 10 years from now, and I had all the bank in the world, I wouldn't buy this car, not because I don't think this car deserves it, but because if I'm buying a car with S, so it's ST or RS or S5000 or GT,
you're gonna have the max.
I need to have 2 doors.
Yeah.
But that's just how I think, and I'm potentially.
But the world is moving away from that. The world is moving away from 2-door cars now. You look at a Charger Hellcat, it's a 200 mile per hour muscle sedan that will destroy almost anything.
I
almost
agree.
Any discipline.
You're absolutely right. But I wouldn't enjoy that. And okay, you know me, and you know I wouldn't buy that car.
Yeah.
Right?
I know.
And I, even though I like the horsepower, I like the torque, but I'll run out of highway.
You run out of life. That's what you run out of.
Oh no, I have a plan. I'm going to buy a Caterham.
Yeah.
That's how I'm going to die.
Yeah. Going to the pearly gates, the car with no fenders. See, I like the Caterham. I had the discussion with Shazad the other day, but which is better, a Caterham or a Morgan 3-wheeler?
Oh, please, Caterham. I'll tell you the difference between a Caterham and a Morgan 3-wheeler.
Go on. I haven't got angry.
One of them has 4 tires. The other one looks like a watch.
Saving on wheels.
Oh, it looks like a watch. It's like a watch with like an engine in the front.
Brilliant.
I agree, and you know what? You're probably right. If for some magical reason you were to offer me that car, I would love it. I would love driving it because you know how I am with little cars with a lot of torque and a lot of power. I love that stuff. Open.
It's 75 horsepower. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but it's nothing. It weighs as much as my left leg.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
Not a fat one.
That's true. It weighs as much as my left leg in 2010.
Yeah.
So I love that, and I'm sure I'd love it. But if I had to choose between that and the Caterham, I'd pick the Caterham because it corners better.
The Caterham's your style.
Yeah,
it's all about.
It's all about style.
What's your style? Your Caterham is all about it's fast. It's
nothing.
It's nothing.
It's nothing.
And it can really handle.
And it can kill you.
Morgan cannot handle. Morgan cannot stop. Morgan cannot.
You can do donuts in a Morgan.
You can do anything in a Morgan. But I love that car. It speaks to me in some strange elemental way.
Yeah, it looks really old.
Yeah. I am really old.
You're not!
It's why I like the Miata. It's the same reason. Because
but it doesn't look very old anymore.
Now it doesn't.
Even the previous gen didn't look old.
Yeah, but it was like an old style car. It was like a 1920s kind of car. It was a topless convertible, 50s.
1920s?
Well, that's why I like the Morgan. To be fair, that's why I like the Morgan. But the Miata is more like British classic coupe.
Yeah. I like the Morgan 3-wheeler. I think it's great. See, that's the thing. I was having this internal discussion of.
I can like those cars and I can like this car. I like this car because this also suits me fine.
This is also an old man car.
There you go. But before we close up, let's just talk a little bit about what you do now. What do you do now? What are you going to do?
What am I going to do? Okay, I'm a digital media strategist. You knew that?
Yeah.
So I work digital media.
Is this like a digital prophet? Are you like Shingy?
I'm like a digital Bono.
Yeah. So you put stuff in everybody's iPods and they don't
when he's annoying. I'm digital Bono when he was great. Yeah, but I'm a digital marketer. I work for a large American multinational.
Yeah.
And we advertise stuff on the internet. We just basically call.
And you know what everybody's doing on their phones.
I know your internet habits.
Yeah.
Deshaun, that's disgusting. They're just
Those Morgan
people.
colors.
They're people. Yeah, well, I do that, and you know what question I hate most? Like people are like, "What do you want to do in 5 years?" I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what to do
wasn't
next
doing 5
week.
years ago.
But the thing is, I now over time I've aged well like milk, and I now have an answer to that.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to do one of two things.
You've gone off.
I want to do one of two things. I either want to.
Why is there always one of two things with you?
You gotta give yourself options, man.
No, it sounds like you
Four
just can't
wives,
decide.
4 wives, options. There.
Go on.
Two things. I either want to be a professor, and I want to teach in my field.
Professor of Marliness.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, my field. So I want to teach and impart knowledge to young ones who have no idea what they're getting into. And
It sounds like you want to open a bar, a halal bar.
that could work.
Lots of milk.
Oh my god, I could open that in Saudi. It'd be brilliant.
Halal bar.
But I mean, I would have to run it out
Root
here.
beer.
I would have to run it out of Dubai though.
Well, yeah.
And the second thing I want to do is, and this is probably what I want to open a garage. I because I enjoy.
So you want to lose lots of money.
I want to lose lots of money and have lots of fights with my staff about pay, and I didn't pay you in time.
Why
I'm
do they hate
sorry.
you? Why are you such a bad boss?
I didn't pay them, but I want to open a garage. And I would be more than happy, not making millions, just making enough for to get along, and just having a garage. Go to the garage, fix your cars, come in, go out. Argue with insurance, argue some more with insurance,
Yeah.
argue with police because they didn't sign the insurance. Argue more with. I'd just be more than happy doing that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It sounds like you.
So yeah, I'll be in the digital media industry in 5 years. 'Cause,
Yeah.
neither the professor thing might happen, but the garage thing, yeah, I doubt it.
And we're back.
And we're back. That was fun. I can safely say that this did not go the way I thought it would.
All in one piece.
Well, yes. Turns out you can drive. No, but more importantly, it was good. I came in expecting it to handle like a boat. It did not. It was very tight. The body roll wasn't that high. I don't need to tell you how great the twin turbos are on the V8. And thankfully, even though with all the muffling, you can still hear the V8, and that's the sound that's dying these days. So it's great. Always make sure it's there. And I like it. I'm probably not the right buyer's demographic for it.
You can't afford it.
Because I'm broke.
But I'm glad you enjoyed it.
But but it was good. It has changed my opinion of how. And I'm not saying this because Audi gave me this car, but on a serious note, it has changed my opinion on how they make their cars.
Well,
Cool.
you had a good time.
Thank you,
Thanks.
sir.
Right.
Cool. Thank you, Shazad.